What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Love After Lockup, you guys. This is season 6, episode 4, and this episode is titled Reckless Engagements, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss Love After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys. So let's start up with the couple that it's two couples that I want to start up with because they didn't really give them a whole lot. But let's start up with Brooklyn and Brian real quick. So you guys remember last week's episode with Brooklyn and Brian. It ended with Brooklyn finding the picture of the big booty woman on his tablet, right? So you guys remember she's calling him, asking him about this woman. Who is this woman? What the hell is going on, right? So Brian tells Brooklyn, he don't know who, she's like, who is this lady? He was like, I don't know. He's like somebody that picture that I saw on Instagram. So she was like, well, why don't you have my picture on there? And he was like, because other people can see my tablet, and I don't want people seeing my woman, which made sense to me, right? So they talking, and she just, she called him stupid and everything. So he clicked on her, beep, the phone disconnected. But then he called back, and she was like, why did you hang up in my face? And he was like, because you're making me mad, and I didn't want to get mad, right? And that was pretty much it with them, right? How do I feel about Brooklyn and Brian? It is what it is. It really, truly is. Because I was just in her like, girl, you really all mad about this, right? Which, do I think he's cheating on her? Possibly. He could be. But I mean, whatever. She gonna stay with him from what I see. Now, we did find out a little bit more about her that she had, I don't know if, she said when she was pregnant, that her daughter's father was with another woman, and as when she was getting ready to have her baby, that's when, she found out about the other woman. I was like, well, damn. Okay, very interesting. And, interesting, because I'm going to say, let's move on. If there is anything that I left out with Brooklyn and Brian that you guys want to discuss in the comment section, drop down in the comment section and leave your comments, and we'll move forward to the next couple. Next up, you guys, Michael and Joey. Yeah, Joey. I really feel like Joey's going to get hurt by Michael, and here's why. When it comes to Michael's a liar. Michael is a liar. Michael wants to bend the rules to suit whatever he wants to do, right? So he's still pissed off. You guys remember the last time we saw Michael and Joey, he was pissed off because Joey and his mom had went through his phone and deleted his old contacts, right? He got a new phone number, which logically that makes sense. Why do you want to come out of prison having the same connection to people that you had, when that is the main reason you went to prison, because you have an addiction problem? But I think part of me feels like Michael likes that addiction problem, part of me feels like he likes it, and another part of me feels like Michael hasn't hit his rock bottom yet to where he wants to be clean. And I don't know if he ever will hit that rock bottom, because it's just really given that he ain't hit that rock bottom, and he's probably never gonna hit the rock bottom, right? So Joey wants Michael to follow all the rules, right? He wants him to call his PO to see if he can go to this, go out, do this, if he can go to the hotel with him, da. Michael, however, doesn't want to do that. Michael is like, I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. We're going here, we're going there. I was like, and you also may be going back to jail soon, but okay, Michael. So we see they got to the the little diner, and they ordered their food, right? So listening to Michael, because Michael's talking about, well, we can tell them this, but we actually do. I'm like, you are a liar. And Joey clocked that. He's like, Michael, he has a problem with lying. I said, he sure the hell does have a problem with fucking lying. So then they left there, right? And they went to, I don't know if this is a halfway house, but it said a sober living house, right? So they get to the sober living house. So the guys that met Michael, they were like, you were here in 2019, weren't you? He's like, yeah, babe. See, I was here, that's right. I was here in 2019. So we found out he was there in 2019. I think he said he was there all of 3 days in 2019. He left and met up with some people from it, met up with some people that did what he did. And the rest is history. It's like, dude, like, you really don't, you're not tired of that at this point? Like, you're really not tired of that? Because I would be. I would be. But again, like I said, when it comes to Michael, I just don't think that Michael has hit his rock bottom. And that's really sad to say that he ain't hit his rock bottom. So they gave him a pic of what kind of room which room he wanted, right? Now I will be honest with you. When I saw that room with that little bed in the corner and nothing else, I mean, there is other furniture in that room, but like, it's not like an actual bedroom where, you know, you might have a TV or something. I was like, ain't no way in hell I'd be able to stay there. I can see why he would leave, but he needs to stay, right? So they give him the ground rules. He can leave, but it has to be with permission, and he has to, you know, put it on the board. Now, if he misses curfew, it's $20. I was like, dude, these people really have $20? Like, now, I was with Mike when he said this is a scam. I was like, I do get scammed from this, because, I mean, damn, y'all gonna find, well, I mean, I know most halfway houses do find people, and it's just weird to me. You wanna find these motherfuckers, but they don't have a job, and then you ship them right back, you talk to their PO, and then they ship right back to prison. But again, none of this stuff, I don't think any of this stuff is to rehabilitate these people. I really, truly don't feel like this is to rehabilitate these people. So we see as, you know, Michael and Joey, they leave, right? Michael told Joey, you got $20 because I'm not coming back here. I said, fuck. And then poor Joey, he over there crying. You know, he's doing his on-site confessional and he's crying. I was like, Joey, I know you say you love this man, but it might be better for you just to drop this man too. Because he seems like he's gonna be like a hell of a problem. A hell of a problem. But let's move on to the next couple, you guys. Brooke and JK. Y'all, I'm sorry. Brooke and JK. Every time JK talks, all I can see are, and he opened his mouth wide enough in this episode, and I was like, oh, you really can see it. Like, it looked like he got some black teeth, some gray teeth, some missing teeth. They just fucked up, right? So they get back to his mama's house. Nice house, right? So we meet his stepfather, David. You know, he talked about his relationship with his stepfather, how when he was a kid, he would tell him, you're not my father, but in actuality, David was the closest thing to a father to him because his own father wasn't in his life, right? We also met his mom's roommate. Now, I don't remember what the roommate's name was. We also find out that for 60 days, he got to wear an ankle monitor. Now, he can't go out the front door and he can't go out the back door, so he got to go out the garage. I was like, well, damn, you can't go out the front or the back? Now, what if that's all you got? But okay, whatever, right? Oh, the roommate's name is Marla. Now, remember, JK and Brooke are both talking about the sexuals of it all, right? And so they talking about having the sexuals at Kathy's house. I was like, oh. And then we found out that Marla was nice enough to give up her bed so that these two could do the do and not be on the couch doing the do. I was like, Marla, that's a little nasty. So you okay with two people bumping uglies in your bed? No. But then we go into Marlo's room. I said, oh, hell to the no. There's a CPAP machine in there. there's one of those, like when elderly people can't go to the bathroom, make it to the bathroom, they have got one of them pots by their bed that they just sit on and pee in and do whatever they got to do in. That was beside Marla's bed. Marla also got a hospital-like bed in her room. I said, oh, this is why Marla said y'all can have her room. No. Everything this well would have dried up the minute I saw Marla's room. Brooke kind of be like, oh, no, I don't want to have sex in here. But Brooke ended up, straddling JK. And I was like, girl, it's these teeth for me. And they kissed. And I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. It's these teeth for me, bitch. These teeth. These teeth. But we see is JK and Brooke got it in. So then the next morning, they got up, they got ready, right? Now, the whole time, JK is on his phone. I was like, you must be texting that ex. You got to be texting that ex, right? So they left to go meet his PO. And he said he told Brooke it was going to be about 30 minutes. But we see as 2 hours elapsed, Kathy called Brooke. She was like, what's going on? And she was like, I don't know. He's been in there, for a long time. So Kathy said, girl, well, get your ass out. Go in there and ask them, where's my son? And so we see Brooke get out the car and go ask for JK. And that's where their scene ended in this week's episode. Now, let's move on to the next couple, you guys. Next up, you guys, Courtney and Will. Now, I didn't look at Will like that last week, but I looked at him last night, right? Will gives me Pete Davidson vibes, right? If you look at him, he kind of look like Pete Davidson, right? So with Will and Courtney, we pick up where we left off with Will telling her mom that he wants to marry her, right? And the mama looking at him like, say, what now? And I was with the mama, say, what now? So she was like, so when she get out of prison, do you think you're going to like her the same? He was like, I do. I was like, you're not. Because what? You don't know this girl. You've never met this girl. And I didn't realize it until this week's episode. Courtney is 24 years old. Now, when she got out of prison, I was like, 24 where? Because, girl, you look older than 24. But then I guess that could be the drugs, right? Because she was also on drugs, right? Her drug of choice was cocaine and heroin. I was like, wow. Okay. But yeah, he says he adores her, and child, then it goes even weirder with this man. This man on a plane brought a butt plug, some rope to tie her up with, a vibrator. I was like, how did you get all this shit through TSA? How did you get all this shit through TSA? Bitch, there was this, when I went to Vegas that year, I had, what did I have? Oh, I had a little bottle I had some toothpaste, that they ended up throwing away. I was like, if I couldn't get that big ass tube of toothpaste through there, how the fuck he get this goddamn, I had a tube of toothpaste, and my cousin, she had a bottle of Victoria's Secret lotion that they took from us, right? But this motherfucker was able to get some rope, a dildo, and a butt plug through TSA. I don't know how, but he got it through TSA. So we see as they pick up Courtney from prison. Now, I know they do all kind of shit in prison, but y'all notice that she had some eyelashes on her eyes when she came out of prison. We also met her sponsor, right? He's been clean for 27 years. Congratulations to him, right? And we met Courtney. Y'all, when Courtney started talking about the lifestyle that she lived, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't see it for you. I don't judge people for what they do, but the minute I hear identity theft, it's a no-go for me, boo. It's a no-go for me. I would rather have to sleep with one eye open and worry about if a person's gonna eat me than if a person's gonna steal my credit card, steal my wallet, steal my social security number. Those things are more important than me. Not more important than living, but again, I can sleep next to Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers. I can. But Joanne the scammer, I ain't finna sleep next to you. Joanne the scammer, I can't sleep next to. Because Joanne the scammer, bitch, you can be scanning everything on me. No, 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 no. Joanne the scammer gotta go. Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers can stay. Just saying. Let's move on to the next couple, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next couple is Kiana and Demondrick. Oh my God, you guys, Kiana and Demondrick. Oh shit, y'all. When I tell y'all, I couldn't do nothing but laugh at this fucking scene because it was hilarious for multiple reasons. So Kiana got two jobs, right? Barely making ends meet. Let her tell us she's barely making ends meet. Because I was like, when we saw her, she was at a pharmacy. I was like, wait a minute, I thought you did hair. But she got two jobs. Now, she got a call from Demondrick. Bring, bring, bring. So Demondrick is like, hey, excuse me, he got a job interview that he needs to go to, right? And so she was like, okay, I'm going to come. This heifer hung up her phone, told that lady behind the counter, I'll be right back, and left to go get Demondrick. I said, oh, wow. But you talking about how you're trying to make ends meet, right? But you just left one of your jobs to go pick up Demondrick. Where's the logic in that, right? Where's the logic in that? So then we see as she took Demondrick to an employment agency, right? And while they're at the employment agency, Demondrick is talking to the woman about, his last job, his skill set and all that. While he's talking to her, his phone is ringing. It's Joella. I was like, wow, that is an interesting name. So Joella's calling him. He's like, oh, that's my baby mama. Sir, you don't know how to put your phone on silent, vibrate, nothing like that. I mean, you're looking for a job. And that white lady was just looking at him crazy. Now, he get back in the car with Kiana. The phone's still ringing. And here's my thing with him. I get where, no, I don't get, I was about to say I get where she's coming from. No, I don't. Because if you that insecure, if you that worried about him and Joella break up with him, because he got 3 boys with Joella. He got to have some kind of communication with Joella. So girl, I don't give a damn if you feel like Joella wants him back. She may want him back. And that's very possible. But the fact that you, again, he got 3 kids with this girl. He got to talk to her. He needs to communicate with her to co-parent his 3 kids with her. So grow up, Kiana. That's all I got to say to you, right? Now, if he go back to the girl, that means he ain't for you. Find another man. There are plenty of men in the sea. There are plenty of men out there, girl. Demondrick is just one of many. But neither here nor there, right? So this is the part where I couldn't do nothing but fucking laugh, you guys. So Demondrick is meeting up with Joella, but he had his brother come pick him up in a Mustang. Y'all, when I tell you that Mustang, first of all, on the passenger side door, there is a passenger side front. There is a big ass dent in the fender. Then you open the door to get in the car. Why are there screwdrivers? Like, you guys see that? There are screwdrivers in the window of the door. Then the stuff on the roof, the hood, like the roof, the ceiling of the car is falling down. Like, that car is beat the fuck up. But you know what? At least he got reliable transportation. Because I was looking at that car like, what the fuck? So we see as, Demondrick and Joella, they sat down and having a conversation with each other, right? You can clearly tell that Demondrick is torn between Joella and Kiana. And you can tell that Joella wants Demondrick. I was like, this is gonna be interesting. And he telling her that, his dad is having a welcome home party for him and he wants her to come. Now I'm cool with that, right? But the fact that Joella wants to come and basically it sounds like she want to cause, a little discourse when it comes to Kiana. You know what? If they like it, I love it because what the fuck? Y'all doing the most for nothing. Doing the most for nothing. But hey, let's pause here and move on, you guys. Have I got through everybody? Because I've talked about Brooklyn and Brian. We've talked about Michael and Joey. We talked about Kiana and Demondre, Brooke and JK, Courtney and Will. Let's talk about the last freaking couple, you guys, shall we? All right, you guys. We get the first couple of them all. Alexis, Julian, and Ashley. And when I said the worst, I mean the worst because of Ashley. Ashley, girl, you in your fucking 30s and you doing all this dumb shit behind this 25-year-old man. So we start up with Alexis and Julian. They both talking about how good the night before was, right? We find out they didn't use a condom because he said his pullout game is strong. Now, according to the streets, your pullout game is weak because she's pregnant, right? Speaking about condoms, let's go right back to Brooke and JK really quickly. JK's mama gave him some condoms. He didn't use the condoms. He said he used his. He said he they had a good night and he used his tongue. And when he said he used his tongue, I almost threw the fuck up. Now, moving back over to Alexis and Julian. So we see as they're getting ready to go meet his family, right? He's talking about the fact that his sisters nor his mom, they didn't come and visit him while he was in prison. On the way there to meet his family, he's talking to his dad on the phone, right? We find out that his dad was in prison, but his dad was still a part of his life, right? But he and his dad have had their relationship ain't always been the best, right? So while he's with Alexis, he lets Ashley, if you watch this episode, you should feel embarrassed. You should feel embarrassed because this man embarrassed the fuck out of you on this television show. So you guys remember last week that, I don't mean to laugh, but it's the way he did it. You guys remember last week, Ashley was sending him those pictures of her, right? And so he mentioned those pictures, that Ashley has been sending him pictures. Why does man say, she look aight? I was like, damn. And then he said, Alexis look better. I said, damn. But he still want to see Ashley. I was like, why? Is this this has got to be a conquest for him. So we met his family, right? Now, all of his sisters and him, they all look biracial, minus one of his sisters. One of his sisters, like, she was just straight up white. And that's not a problem, but one of his sisters did not look like she could be black at all. Like, didn't look like there was anything black in her. But his other sisters, yeah. Okay. His mom is, so if you guys haven't caught it, his mother is white. Now, one of his sisters, I think it's a sister, it's a sister that introduced him and Alexis together. She apologized for not coming to see him. We found out his mama didn't go see him because his mama, she had a suspended license because she was drinking, and I'm assuming drinking and driving. Ma'am, you too motherfucking old for that dumb shit. She was like, well, it was because, her baby was in prison. Girl, that ain't got shit to do with nothing. You are a grown ass woman. You know right from wrong. That don't make no fucking sense for you to get your dumb ass behind the wheel of a car and drive drunk. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Now, Ashley, back over to Ashley, you guys. I pity Ashley because Ashley is desperate as fuck. Ashley still got this. It's Ashley's birthday. Ashley still got, putting on this fucking wig. Her and her girls, they enjoyed the room. But she talking about he ain't text her to say happy birthday. Ma'am, read the room. Read the room. So, him and Alexis got back to the apartment. He's telling Alexis one of his friends is reaching out to him. So he steps outside to have a conversation with Ashley, right? He called Ashley up. He talking to Ashley. He telling her he gonna come see her, right? This fool is over there giddy and happy that he gonna come see her. So then he goes back into the room to Alexis, telling her he finna catch an Uber to go check on his friend. He'll be gone for maybe about 30 minutes or so, right? Now back to Ashley while they were on the phone. Ashley said, "I love you." He said, I said, "Girl, this man keeps telling." He's like, "All right, that's what's up." And you again ain't catching no fucking clues that this man is probably talking to somebody else. If he was saying "I love you" when, well, actually he stopped saying it when you know what? Once those cameras started rolling, that's when that man stopped saying "I love you," because she said that he was saying it before. Girl, can you not tell that something's off? So then he goes to her hotel room, right? He knocks at the door. Julius! I was like, girl, calm down. You got two kids. So obviously you done slept with a man and you done had boyfriends. So why all this for Julius? Like I'm so confused about this. Like all this for Julius? Girl, grow the fuck up. But that's all I got, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, because it was a doozy, especially with Ashley. Ashley is in her fucking 30s and doing all this dumb ish behind Julius. And you ain't had sex with him the first. I could see it if y'all had sex, but you ain't had sex the first. Girl, Ashley, do better, do better, do better. That is all I got, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.